Hello friends, welcome back to another session for my trading signals for cryptocurrencies. We have Bitcoin, Solana and Ethereum. Today is the 16th of March, and before I begin, I want to invite you all to subscribe, like and share if you want to see more trading signals, more alerts, more predictions and price movements. So we have that today was a very volatile day. I mean, this entire month of March is very volatile. We barely saw even range. For example, yesterday on the 15th of March, we got a range day, okay, for the first time in several days. So completely range, the price basically stays the same where it starts. Not really much of a change, and thus not many opportunities to take some profits. But the other days have been very volatile. So far, the only surprise to me is the 14th of March. Okay, I was expecting a correction, some kind of downtrend movements, but instead we got a very powerful uptrend, basically since the day starts. So that was the only surprise so far. Every other day has been going on exactly as I predicted. The other detail is that I thought that the 15th of March could be very volatile as well, because there was this pattern right here. But remember guys, this happens like 90% of the chances. So many of them on previous days already happened. For example, on the 12th, you can see very volatile day. Okay, the same pattern, but not always it will hit. So it's like 90% an accuracy in that sense. And when it doesn't hit, when we don't really get a very volatile day, we get kind of the opposite, but in the same energy, which is a range day. You know, a range because it's dominated by both green and red energies for the single day. So you can see that the price literally doesn't do much and just stays in range. Okay, but for today we see a correction and another very volatile day. You can see that this is where the day starts. I mean, let's take a look and measure this. So it was a very volatile day. It actually was going upwards in the first like half of the day, something like that, but after that it kind of collapses and it's kind of recovering right now, but it's very small. Okay, it's still far from the original position. Okay, we'll have to go a little bit higher in order to qualify as maybe a neutral day or maybe some kind of yellow day. But at the lowest we saw almost 3% for Bitcoin. So very volatile day as well. I have been seeing lots of news about some guy, some whale shorting a massive amount of crypto, and basically other people trying to team up and bring him to liquidation, basically, which is kind of ridiculous if you want my opinion, because to think that even 1,000 people can alter the market and liquidate that guy. I mean, it's basically delusional to say the least. But yeah, that's kind of the story right now. This was inevitable, basically. Okay, I told you that we could see corrections, very hard corrections, possibly around the 16th. So maybe this means that there could be some danger in the coming days. At the same time, the next days, especially tomorrow, could be very volatile as well. Probably even more volatile than today, because we see the start of this really nice consecutive green circle trend that we have from the 17th all the way to the 21. Now, I'm not saying all of these days will be green, okay? It's obviously not going to be the case. Some of these days could go south. For example, the 19 shows lots of volatility. And if things go right, things don't really go our way, we can see the price plummet. Okay, but the other days could bring some powerful impulses. After this date, I see that basically the good opportunities for Bitcoin are basically over. So Bitcoin has to reach 90k or very close to 90k around these days. It has to, okay, because if it doesn't, we can see the price then weaken even more by the 23 to the 25, and these days could be very decisive, because they could mean that Bitcoin could either close below 80k or above 80k, but certainly below 90k as well if it doesn't go nice in the next coming days. So that's basically the signals for Bitcoin. For Solana, we can see the same as well. The 15th of March was also kind of in a range, but the correction, the crash today in Solana is way more pronounced. You can see that it's basically non-stop correction, okay? Unlike Bitcoin, which at one point was trending upwards, with Solana is 7% to the lowest point. So it's way more powerful and more difficult for Solana. Again, I told you, very volatile day. You can see that there's a pattern right here with this correction. And the boxes tend to have a higher hierarchy. Not always, but many times they do. Just like Bitcoin as well, we see more volatility tomorrow, okay? So be prepared for whatever happens tomorrow could be very volatile. And thus it could provide opportunities for both long and short on the same day. So we'll need to keep an eye for tomorrow. The other days are very similar to the Bitcoin chart, meaning that we can expect some green, very powerful uptrends around the 18, 19, 20, 20 also very volatile, just like Bitcoin, and as Bitcoin as well. The 23, 22 basically signals the start of the worst phase for cryptocurrencies, okay? Not just Solana, not just Bitcoin, many other cryptos will be also affected by this. Okay, so after that, like I told you many times, I'm kind of bearish after these days. So I really hope, especially for Solana, because man, look at this. It's below $130. I mean, this is just completely I don't know what to say, guys. I mean, it's completely below to what we used to trade back in December. Okay, completely below that. Okay, look at this, from $300 all the way down to $130. So basically, almost $200 erased in like 2 months, basically, which is amazing. But yeah, don't worry about this. We'll recover eventually on the other months that I told you. So we'll recover, but I really want to see Solana at least finish this month above 120. I mean, preferably around 130 to 140. It could be a really decent, I think, and likely scenario if things go really well in the next coming days. Now let's finish this with the Ethereum chart, which again, it's also very volatile. It's also a correction, but it was more volatile than Solana, which is the case right here. I was really, it's surprising me. It goes so low that the chart was way up here. So not a good look for Ethereum. So we see again that these days could be very volatile. On Ethereum, it was way more yellowish, but also at the same time, it was also within this danger zone or danger range, whatever you want to call it, from the 14 to the 17. So yeah, it hits today. I think today is the day where we were expecting this correction. So maybe the next days, again, more volatility for tomorrow. So be aware of this, guys. Be very aware of this. Tread lightly on these days, because if you're leveraged on a massive amount, you can get liquidated very quickly in these kind of volatile days, okay? So take care. And yeah, basically the other warnings, the other signals that I told you for the other cryptocurrencies can also apply to Ethereum as well. And the only real difference right here is that I think Ethereum is looking worse than both Solana and Bitcoin. Okay, it's looking way worse. For example, we barely see any green circles. In fact, after the 18, we don't see any green circles for Ethereum. Now, this doesn't mean we won't see uptrends, but what it means, it can be that whatever uptrend, whatever gains we can see in the coming days for the rest of March, they might not be as good as, for example, they will be for Bitcoin or for Solana. So be very prepared for that scenario. Again, Ethereum is having lots of trouble, lots of bad news coming to the Ethereum Foundation. Vitalik is basically a joke at this point. the other cryptocurrencies are moving way faster, way more influential now. Now that this doesn't mean that Ethereum is dead or something like that. It just means that it's looking like they really need to transform and revolutionize themselves. Okay, they need to go back to the golden days. It's needed. So yeah, basically that's all that I have for you. Again, I will keep bringing you these trading signals in the next coming days, and I wish you a good day. Invite, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.